recently I made my own trading cards. Look at these bad boys right here. And we've even got shiny ones like this. And in this video, I'm going to show you how I made them. And I'm also going to make my own card with me on it. Okay, so now we're in Photoshop. We're going to make the trading card size. On the internet, it's told me that it's 2.5 inches by 3.5 inches. That's quite big. Here at the side, you can change the size. Select that as inches, and then we can put the measurements in there. So here's the trading card base. So we're going to have we'll have a blue background because that's like the colours for this channel. And we also want a picture of me. We're going to make it for based on one of my thumbnails. So as you can see, we've got my Return to Fortnite OG video from the main channel. And then we're going to paste that into here. We're going to take the tilted towers from the background. And it is a bit pixelated. So what we do to get rid of pixelated stuff is we just blur it. There we go. We'll make a few of these trading cards because you can't really trade cards if there's only one card to trade. Right, so we're going to go back and take the blue from the Caddo logo. Right, we're going to go Bosch round there. Anyway, there's me holding a Fortnite scar because Fortnite is very cool. So we've got the Alex CDK Fortnite edition, but these are going to be called the Caddo cards. That's a great name from me. Right, we're going to make another one. Okay, because I don't have infinite storage on my camera, this one is going to be a quick time lapse. Now that we've got the other card on, we need to make the back. So for the back, you don't want it too complex. You want it to be still fairly simple. Because these are the Caddo cards, we're going to put the Caddo logo on there. We might add some random shapes or something. Just add some things in the corner. Yeah, I mean, it's nothing crazy. It does the job though. Now we've done that, we need to go into PowerPoint or any equivalent like Google Slides, anything like that. What we're going to do is we're going to format it so it's vertical and also A4. So we're going to go slide size. We're going to go custom slide size. Now if we click A4 here, you'll see that those measurements there aren't the same as the measurements that it actually puts. So we're going to change that to 21 centimeters by 29.7. Make sure you get that right, otherwise the size won't be right. You can press whatever and then just delete whatever's there, and then we need to drag and drop the front cards on there. So we've got Alex CDK Fortnite. Right, so we need to go up to the top here where it says the height and the width. We're going to change the height to 3.5 and then IN, which is inches, and that should be the right size. And we're going to do that again for the other card. Now leave some space on the edge for the margins and then put as many cards as you want on the screen. One thing you want to do is make sure it's evenly distributed across the screen. So one way I've found is selecting them all, go to picture format, align, make sure align to slide is selected, and then distribute horizontally. And then you want to, if you've got more than 3, keep stacking them down. For example, like this. Right, and then if you want to make sure that's definitely even, we select them all again and we want to group them first, and then align, distribute vertically, distribute horizontally, and we can ungroup them. Now we've got to add the back. Duplicate the first slide, select all of these, go to picture, change picture from this device, and we'll do the card back. Because of how my printer prints double-sided, I have to select them all, rotate, flip vertically, flip horizontally, and then they'll be aligned right. This might be different for your printers at home or whatever you're using to print. So make sure you check that before you do it, or just test with a black and white piece. And if it's not, make sure to try to rotate the right way. We're going to go file. We're going to go print. Alright, so we need to, unless you're doing a test piece to test the back, make sure it is coloured. We want to make sure print on both sides. Everything else should be right. And then we press print. Right, so as you can see, my printer started to run out of ink. And also, I don't know if you can tell, but if I flip that like that, the back isn't aligned, which is an issue I've found. So I've got to make sure when I put the paper back in the printer, this is definitely straight. Otherwise, it'll just end up the same. So I'm going to have to... I've got some more printer ink here, and I'm going to do another one. Right, I'll print them out again, and it's definitely better this time. There is still a tiny bit misalignment, but if you're doing this, you could probably do it better. But since these are just for the video, I'm not too bothered. So what I'll do now is cut around them, or if you want to print them off on better card, make sure your printer is capable of printing on the card. And you can do so, it doesn't have to be on flimsy paper like this. These cards here were printed on watercolor paper because that seemed to work well, and it worked with my printer. Now, as I said earlier, I do have these shiny cards, which I'm going to show you how to do now. I did learn this from a YouTube tutorial. If I can find it, I'll link this in the description. So what you need is some foil card. You can buy this. It's not too expensive. I've got some gold here. It's got white on the back. I didn't try this before, but I'm going to try printing the back texture directly onto the card, because on the other ones I print off on paper separately and stuck them on. So I'm going to just quickly see how that goes. Yeah, okay. So I've got this here. So what I'm going to do now, you can cut this out now, but I'm going to leave that for a second, because what you need to do is you need to get some acetate sheets, which are a bit pricey. I'm sure there might be other ways of doing it. This is the way I was told from that video I was mentioned earlier. These are the acetate sheets I have. I've got a piece I've already cut from, which I'm going to use, since I don't want to waste perfectly good acetate when it's this expensive. So I'm going to put this in the printer. One thing I will say is, when you're printing on the acetate sheets, anything white on your card will be transparent, because printers don't print white. So just take that into consideration when you're designing your cards. And as you can see, I've now got them. They are transparent. You can see my face through them. Right. So what you need to do, get the scissors or a scalpel and a cutting mat, whichever one's easier for you. So what we want to do is get your card and just cut around it. I've now got these pieces cut out, and then we're going to take this with the things on the back, and we just get that. Make sure it's the right way around, and you'll be able to see it on there. That's how it will look. Don't stick it on yet. We're going to cut around these following this back print. Right, I've now got them cut out. Right, now I've got a glue stick right here. We're going to glue around the edge of this. Now, if you have adhesive spray, that is probably better, because you will be able to see the glue through the card because it's transparent. If you are using glue like me though, be very try and do a very thin line around the edge. That's what I'm going to do. If you can see that glue around the edge there, that's how I've got it. Now make sure you've got your card the right way around, and then we just stick it onto the front. As you can see, we've got the Alex CDK card. Right, here they are. As you can see, there isn't as much gold showing through on this one. This one's a bit better, but if you've got ones that aren't gold, that might work better. As you can see on this one, it uses a shiny silver one, which worked a lot better, and I will continue to use that one probably for most of my other ones. It is purely preference, and I think this is pretty cool still. So it's still got that bit of shine to it, and they should be Pokemon card sized. Actually, let me get my Pokemon cards, we'll see. Now they might not be exact. I've got my Pokemon cards right here. We'll take out this Delta species Ampharos next to it. Okay, it is slightly smaller, but it is very close in size. We'll put the card in the book, and we've got Alex CDK next to some Pokemon cards. It's quite funny actually. Now obviously you could round off the edges, like how Pokemon cards are, or you could have them flat like that. That is again preference, and make sure your designs are built to support that, because I could go around the edges, but it might cut off the text there, so you have to take that into account when designing the cards. I'm sure it'd probably work well with this, and obviously you just cut around the edge when you're done. That's extra steps. Do I do it to this one? You know what, let's have a go. Right, it's a bit janky, but it has got rounded edges. It's a lot more rounded than this. I didn't realise as I was doing it, but it still looks good. If you enjoyed, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in another video. Goodbye.